Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harter.
And I'm Carter Glasscock.
No fucking guest required today, y'all.
No guests, no lube.
Can't find anyone to enunciate their name enough.
I know. That's true.
Sam Harter.
Carter Glasscock.
500 episodes. Everybody be fucking up. So just the gang today.
Wait, this is our 500th episode?
It's way more than that at this point. I don't know. I lost track.
For all you Woodsniaks out there.
Yeah, the Studiverse. Shout out.
Oh, that's what it's called. The Studiverse.
Yeah. Speaking of which, housekeeping here. Wanted to announce the winner of the, I don't necessarily know if I'd even say winner, but the recipient of the Mike Lindell book that I've tried.
I saw it on your desk and I was like, you said you were done with it.
No. Well, I had a little contest on Twitter. I asked the Studiverse to come up with the best.
I was getting like dramatic. I was like, you said you were done. You weren't going to read any more of it.
No, we're done. No, it's finished. If you want to listen to the whole saga, I put the omnibus of all the discussions. It's like 2.5 hours long up on our YouTube. So if someone wants to give that a listen, go for it. But I did have a little contest to see who is going to be the person to take out my trash. And shout out to Tom listening in Virginia. He came up with my favorite alternative title. So the book is called What Are the Odds from Crack Addict to CEO? And of course, Tom came up with Between a Rock and a Soft Place. And it made me chuckle the most. We got a lot of good responses, but that has to win. So, Tom, you got this awful book, a t-shirt, some stickers, all that headed your way right now in the mail. I'm dropping it off as soon as we're done recording. So shout out to Tom and check out his podcast, Apocalypse and Review.
Is it Tom Shrimp?
No, yeah, it's Tom Clapp, Tom Shrimp. It's all the Toms. So
he's getting back what's rightfully his.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, you do whatever you want to with the book, but if you do something funny to it, please film it and tweet it at us. So,
I remember one time, speaking of which, my brother performatively took our cassette tape of Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20.
Ooh, classic.
And he pissed on it in the toilet. Oh, yeah. He's like, fuck this.
Why didn't he do it outside?
I don't know.
It's not going to flush.
Yeah, we had to someone to fish it out of the toilet with his piss all over it.
This is why being a parent is a nightmare. You just come in the bathroom and there's just a pissed on Matchbox 20 cassette and you're like, I have to pick it up now.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin and you're peeing on the tapes that we listened to on the way to school.
Fuck this shit, Mom.
That's why I say fuck this.
and your
Bad Kid 101.
And your parents probably bought the cassette for him, I'm sure.
100%, yeah, for both of us.
So wait,
I was like, no, wait a minute,
I was
Frank.
about to ask, did he piss on it just to spite you?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think he then picked it out of the toilet with his own piss on it, which, it's your own flavor, so who cares? I think he tried to set the tape on fire performatively.
So you got to do that the other way around.
Yeah, you should have done the other way around.
Light it on fire and then piss it out, Frank. That's how that works. You can't do it the other way.
Why did it not work?
I don't know. Something to do with moisture. And, but, it was...
Like use an accelerant at that point.
Yeah.
I was such a little goody two-shoes, though. I was like, don't. I should have just laughed. But I was...
It's got 3 a.m. on it.
I was like, don't. That we enjoyed that. Mom's going to be mad.
Mom's going to be mad. Don't let the real world hassle us like this.
Well, there's a song on the side B called Damn. And I remember thinking it was so cool that there was a song called Damn. I was like, that song must be really intense.
Oh, man.
Are you allowed to say that?
I was like,
record that?
This band's serious.
Yeah. I definitely remember a friend of mine that being a point of contention with their parents, wouldn't let them get that CD because there's a song called Damn.
Well, I think all the hits were in the front side, so we never even listened to it.
Yeah.
Me and my brother used to say that the song probably just went like damn, 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 damn. Like it just saying damn over and over and over again.
I like how you never even heard it.
Yeah.
Never listened to it.
Never even bothered.
It was like, it's like 3 a.m. and all those other songs are on the first half.
Yeah, it's just Rob Thomas doing Spodiodito Delicious. Just down, down.
My brother called me gay for buying the Matchbox 20 CD.
Me and you can relate on this.
But he didn't piss on it.
He's too busy listening to his Britney Spears CD.
Oh.
Did he ever? I knew a friend of Frank's who he had the Avril Lavigne CD, and I was like, it was whatever. But he was like, I just got it for the booklet, for the pictures of her. I was like, yeah, fucking right.
That's such a weird one.
That's weird. That's weirder than you just being like, I like that song, Skater Boy. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's almost an excuse if it's 1997 or 1998. But by the time we get to Avril Lavigne, it's you should have the internet, sir.
Yeah, that's true. That's like what 2006 or so.
No, it's like 02, but still,
02.
You know, I feel like
time's all over the place.
You could probably find a scan of the booklet online. Just trying to look at pictures.
Oh, I definitely had a friend who would print out pornography and sell it at school.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
got a little business here.
I saw that.
I just had a trench coat.
Yeah.
How much were they?
I
never.
I didn't buy it at the time.
It'd be like a cutout picture of boobs for $20.
Dude, it was like a kid would print out like hentai in 7th grade and bring it to school. And I clearly remember one of just like Sailor Moon like riding Goku's dick. He was trying to sell it for like a couple bucks.
Couple bucks, that's a deal.
People were buying them.
It would be like that, or like something like you can go in the bathroom and look at it for a minute, and then you have to bring it back.
That's worse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my boy would bring porno mags on the bus. So we'd look at them and go to the back of the bus.
Did everyone have like the? Because there were
gross porno mags. I want to say these were not classy.
These weren't Hustlers or Playboys or anything.
They were like. If they make Hustler look fancy. And
wow.
It makes Hustler look like they have some class.
Which I guess now comparatively, knowing how abused all those people who participate in those, maybe the low rent ones are better than Playboy.
This one was so bad that they would have pages that not only were centerfold, but they had targets on them where you were supposed to try to shoot your cum. I guess that was an incentive of this magazine.
Oh my God.
It gives you a target to come on.
Was the rest of the page blank? Because it's I'm not going to be able to open this page again.
No, because you wanted to look at the whole one. But yeah, I think the pages would be stuck together. There's no way that they wouldn't,
God, Target. Yeah, it's just.
Well, speaking.
Glad we're getting into that early.
Yeah.
For one of the top threes, which I think we're all mentally preparing for talking about.
Oh, we got a great top 3 coming up. But speaking of depraved, our ungodly concoction for today, I honestly have had this in my room so long I don't remember where I got it, but it was $3.29, and it's got a paper tag on there, so I assume it's got to be a bodega situation.
Some fucked up place.
Yeah,
some place where they don't have the laser scanner.
Yeah,
you have to type it into an old timey fucking
this is called Meltdown Mango Bango.
I get the feeling this one's going to taste good.
Well,
I also thought that instantly for some reason.
Mango. Something about mango. I'm a sucker for mango.
The mango flavors are usually decent.
Well, it's exciting until you realize that Meltdown is part of the Bang Empire. And so I got it before I read the fine print, and then I saw that it's a Bang thing, and I was like, yeah.
It's a Bang thing.
This is worth. Because this is like a spin-off episode of Bang.
That's true.
Oh boy,
you gotta check out the new series.
Well, I like that it says
this is the How I Met Your Father. Of Bang.
This is the Young Sheldon. I like that it says novel energy, so you will have all of the power of Ernest Hemingway.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
and is there?
This will make you. This will make you fucked up like Faulkner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And there are some of the elements from the periodic table.
So it's
all very scientific. Yeah,
scientific.
One of them being sodium.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I like how you got a 4th cup for a ghost guest.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, that's sad.
No, it's just gonna be
our guest who was supposed to come died. So that's very
but
sad.
the show must go on. Am I right, boys?
We already have the 4 glasses already.
Yeah. Well, no. You leave a chair for the prophet Elijah. So this is Elijah's cup.
Sure.
This is our unholy Seder. What science are they doing over there, Sam? It's full of ketones. I know that.
Well, I was just like looking at the, the list of ingredients, but I found maybe the most alarming thing I've ever seen, and I'm probably not exaggerating.
Sure.
What do we got?
And it's a list of like where it's from and all that, and then it says to report a serious adverse event or obtain product info, contact, and then it says the number.
Oh, so they don't even tell you to call poison control. They're like, no, you call us. We need to nip this in the
They're
bud.
going to lie to you and say that we shouldn't have been selling this drink or whatever. Just call us.
Put
your nuts in ice cold water.
Adverse effect. None of them have ever said that.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Now I'm not as excited.
And this is...
I'm downright petrified. Although I did say 5 calories. And it did say body remodeling. So I don't know. I guess we're going to develop like, a third arm or something.
Thanksgiving last week. We all need that.
Right?
true.
Yeah, I think this is definitely my New Year's resolution is getting started with this Meltdown. What's it called?
Meltdown.
Oh, it's one of those like dietary supplements.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to want to eat a fucking bite of food the rest of the day.
Because it poisons you.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm having an adverse effect.
Well, this says it increases metabolism and enhances fat loss. So the pounds are just going to start melting
Enhances
off.
fat loss.
That's what it says. Yeah,
So
it says enhanced fat loss.
This is fat loss writ large. This is fat loss on Broadway.
Fat loss hit the big time. Okay, let's. Oh God, I'm just.
You come every time we do this.
No, this isn't good though. This is like.
Does it smell bad?
Pungent aroma.
Yeah, maybe I just caught a whiff
A
of
whiff?
something going on outside, but I caught a weird chemical burn when I first opened that can. Okay, actually,
I'd like to report an adverse effect.
yeah, there's some definite like funkiness going on with like the after smell. Like there's a mango, and then
a
it's
sweet aspartame.
I would describe it more as like
It smells like shit.
I was gonna say
it smells like shit on the back, like literally.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it smells like shit or a freshly painted room.
Yeah.
Which also kind of smells like
Very,
shit.
very deeply chemical. And then when you taste it, very fruity. Or at least that's how they like. It's candy. It's very
It's more the taste of the initial smell.
Yeah,
And it really doesn't have the shit aftertaste, which is shocking for what it smells like.
I think I kind of like it. This might be my winner of the Bang Empire. I gotta say.
I do feel like my love handle's being enhanced right now.
Yeah, the fat's just dripping off of me.
They're trembling.
Yeah.
Let's weigh ourselves now and then at the end of the podcast.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm down. I want a live shaming.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't stepped on the scale since last week.
Yeah.
I did a week ago, and I was like, "You fucker! How
I've
could
been doing
you?"
good recently, but last week I
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
You look good.
My scale needs a hearing aid battery, so it's been out of sight, out of mind for a while now, which is good for Thanksgiving. That's what you need. Yeah.
I can do the weight scale for you. You're fat.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it does?
Yeah. Every time it screams it. Actually, that's what it needs batteries for. Is the voice box inside.
I got the Don Rickles brand scale. It says, "You're fat, dummy." As soon as I step in the room,
Ooh, man, you could probably sell that.
probably sell that.
Don Rickles' fucking bathroom scale. Because
this is intended for humans, not elephants.
Yeah, right.
It's just every time you step on it, roasts you.
Yeah, well, it gives you the bad news, but it makes it funny. I think that's. Oh man,
Someone went from vertical to landscape. Jesus Christ, you're swelling up as I talk to you.
this is a tremendous idea, actually.
The Don Rickles,
The Don Rickles
scale.
bathroom scale. That's a fuck. I mean,
Dude,
it has
If
to be
anyone out there has a plug.
Yeah.
Weight scales and voice boxes. We got the guy who can do the voice already.
Yeah.
Hey, if we can just throw together a video of it, we'll just put it on TikTok,
God,
and then
that's
viral
hilarious.
city,
I was
boys.
gonna say, let's film this shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna edit this out so no one steals our beautiful, wonderful idea. Maybe not. I think it's just the meltdown talking.
That
You
meltdown.
did chug yours.
I did.
You don't normally do that.
I don't think I have very refined tastes. I'm just like, candy.
It does taste like candy.
So this morning I saw a movie poster that piqued my interest, and I was going to show you guys this. This is a new film that's coming out in February, and it's called
Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
I saw this.
Yeah. This is the description from Rotten Tomatoes. This wild thriller finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converging in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound apex predator has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and has gone on a coke-fueled rampage for blood and more blow.
Damn, that's how addictive it is.
So
The bear doesn't even know what's happening, but it's like, I gotta get more.
Like if you pancake someone in the face with cocaine, like immediate addict.
Well, that's what they told you in Dare. 1 2 and the hook is in. The film is directed by Elizabeth Banks and produced by Lord and Miller, so there's like a shot that this might actually be pretty good.
Is directed by Elizabeth Banks?
Yeah.
Okay.
She did Pitch Perfect too. So of course, next project, Cocaine Bear. It stars Kerry Russell, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, and it will also be the final performance of Ray Liotta.
Yeah. See, this is. I put 2 and 2 together when you said, "Have you heard of Ray Liotta's last movie?"
Yeah,
Downstairs.
So this was like just with a lot of stuff that ends up being discussed on the show, just sort of like an escalating.
I'm sure his performance is very nuanced and
for Cocaine Bear.
yeah. I'm sure it's very like mild.
Oh,
and,
it's
Probably in it for like 30 seconds.
yeah.
yeah. You fucking kidding me? I'm sure his entire parts of the trailer. Oh man.
Do the voice, Carter. Do the voice.
do it. No, we'll get that. I mean, there's
Do it. Say it.
Back then, cocaine was never given to bears. It just wasn't done.
we gave it to foxes, sure. Bears,
The
uncalled
bear
for.
seemed friendly enough. He was nosing around my bag of coke. I had a bag of coke by the bed, then I found a bear's nose in it. Then he rampaged downstairs and killed my family.
I was going to say, I don't know if y'all noticed at the very top of this poster, the words that appear there.
Inspired by true events.
This was like one domino fell. I saw the poster's hilarious. So Cocaine Bear, that's funny. Look it up. Oh, Ray Liotta's in it. That's hilarious. Boom. Inspired by true events. What is this? And that was
like a meme movie.
well,
What if Ray Liotta is like the voiceover narration of the bear's inner thoughts?
yeah.
All I wanted was some honey.
Yeah.
Instead, I ended up with some cocaine and a mountain of dead.
Ever since I was a cub, I always wanted to be a cocaine bear. So that led me to be like, okay, inspired by true events. What are the true events? So the day is September 11th, 1985. We were in Knoxville, Tennessee.
The other September 11th.
I mean,
This is the good one.
there's still planes involved. So around midnight, an elderly man named Fred Myers heard a sudden sickening thud outside of his window. Thinking nothing of it, Fred went back to bed. When he woke up the next morning, he found a dead man sprawled out on his driveway. So first of all, I love old man wakes up and just hears like, and is like, oh, it's probably nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, wouldn't you, if you just heard something go thud, you'd be like,
I don't know.
Depends on how loud, but I agree. I would agree with the old man. I'm not getting out of bed.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. It's like a branch fell or some shit. I
Yeah,
don't
if
know.
you would have heard a second sound, you would have
That's
probably
true.
gotten
Yeah.
So there was not going to be a second sound. So
Or a cat got in some trash or something.
yeah, possums, things happen out in Tennessee. So this is the quote from the old man. There was a trickle of blood from his nose that had dried. Other than that, he looked okay.
Oh, the old dried blood under the nose.
Telltale heart.
The dead man was wearing Gucci loafers, night vision goggles, and a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, this is the cocaine bear for sure.
On his person, he had 2 handguns, 2 knives, $4,500 in cash, 6 gold Krugerrands.
So this guy was a fucking winner, is what you're telling me.
Fuck yeah.
Tiger blood.
Tiger
Yeah,
blood,
absolutely,
hell
yeah.
He had the keys to a Cessna, ropes, and dehydrated food slung around his shoulders.
So this guy didn't wait for success to come to him. He took it.
He took it, yeah.
Okay.
Face first, right? Actually, I think back first.
Nose first.
Yeah. Slung around his shoulders was a partially open reserve chute. The main chute had failed to open. So there was his problem right there. Also, the man had with him a large satchel containing about $15 million worth of cocaine.
15 million?
About 80 pounds of cocaine.
He skydove with 80 pounds of coke.
Yeah.
I would probably get the instructor to go with me if that was.
You got to go tandem.
Yeah,
You got to go tandem if he got. If I had my phone on me, I was like, I don't want to lose my.
The man was later identified as Andrew C. Thornton II. Andrew grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, the child of wealthy thoroughbred horse farmers. He attended the prestigious Sayre School as a boy when he was in the Polo Club, and he dropped out of the University of Kentucky to become a paratrooper in the 101st Airborne Division. He participated in the 1965 invasion of the Dominican Republic and received a Purple Heart for his service. So, yeah, this guy's like...
So he's a hero?
Well, I mean... It's weird because he's going to go from right now he sounds awesome. He's dead in a driveway. He's got Gucci boots and a bulletproof vest and a gun and Kruger hands. He sounds like an international man of mystery. But yeah, he's going to go from really awesome to
billionaire sons are different.
They just, they're made different.
I talked to a billionaire's son once, and he said he wanted to start a space program. I'm serious. He was like, and he looked at me like as if aren't you going to start a space program?
Why wouldn't everybody just start one? After leaving the Army, Thornton became a member of the Lexington Police Department Narcotics Division. So, so this is where he's like, this guy might suck, but he's going to turn awesome again.
Yeah,
sort of.
This says he's just going to end up being a dirty cop, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. So he worked on narcotics investigations with the DEA. This is when he began his career of drug smuggling. Thornton used his stint as a narc to build a network of shady connections across the globe. He eventually became the head of a drug smuggling ring known as the Company that flew plane loads of cocaine out of Central and South America. So while he's a cop at the Lexington, Kentucky Police Department, he's also an international drug smuggler.
So he hasn't quit being a cop at this point.
Not at this point, no.
That's so smart.
That's how he made all of his connections. He'd arrest people and be like, who's your guy, kind of a thing, and worked his way up.
Sorry to bring this guy back up, but this is like the kind of life Mike Lindell wishes he had.
Right, yeah. This is, I mean, if we find Mike Lindell dead in a driveway with 80 pounds of cocaine strapped to him.
It's the night vision goggles that do it for me.
The night vision goggles are so cool, especially in the early 80s. No one had that shit.
No.
Well, it's like that. I'm reading this book about Don Simpson, the Hollywood producer,
right? Oh, maniac,
who's a cocaine monster and is a really bad person.
Yeah.
But guys like this guy and guys like Don Simpson, they don't write their own autobiography. You just read it after they die a premature death. Exactly. That's why he's lying and this guy was for real a nefarious shithead.
And this is how you don't get busted also.
Right. So he did eventually quit the police force in 1977 in order to become a lawyer. And
even just moving up the ladder of smart drug dealer.
Oh,
moves.
Gotta respect this guy.
In 1981, he was among the accused in Fresno, California, of a theft of $250,000 worth of weapons, including a 50 caliber anti-aircraft gun. So he stole the gun from Predator, the helicopter gun.
He shit else to do in Fresno.
Stole it from the China Lake Naval Weapons Center, and he was also convicted of conspiring to smuggle 1,000 pounds of marijuana into the United States.
Oh, come on, man! It's just weed, dude.
So far, this guy just sounds cool.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
He's a coke kingpin. He's got army guns, literal army guns.
You
can't fuck with this dude.
He's got a sense of style. He likes to party.
He works with the judges.
I know. He had a brief stint as a cop. That was kind of a low point, but other than that,
I was going to say all the other despicable things that he surely did haven't been mentioned yet.
He's back on the up and up.
He's always getting blazed.
100.
1,000 pounds is for himself.
They call him Stays Blaze. That's his nickname. Thornton pled not guilty and then immediately became a fugitive when he fled California.
When you're a political prisoner.
I know, right?
Like he is.
They hate me for my freedom of speech. And by that, I mean $250,000 worth of machine guns. So
you can do some damage with those. It's protection.
Yeah. He's
the guy's supplying the good times for the fucking West Coast. He needs a little protection.
So while he's
all
on
over the world.
All over the world, yeah, not just the West Coast. Yeah.
Kingpin.
Dude, you never know.
We don't even hear about that in movies about drug dealers who are really successful.
Yeah. Well, they made that, oh God, what's the movie with Tom Cruise where he's the drug smuggler out of Arkansas?
Collateral.
No,
I'm just kidding. No, he's American Made.
American Made, yeah. Which is not a good movie, but that is exactly.
I heard it was okay.
It's fine. And it's my problem with Cocaine Bear is that this story is interesting. You don't have to make it a horror movie about a bear. This is fucking already interesting enough. But that movie, it was like,
no, maybe it is. I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer.
They might have to pay this guy for his life story.
well, they don't. I mean, he's he's a spot on the guy's driveway, so they don't gotta pay him at all.
But his family's billionaires. They might sue.
I was gonna say,
I looked at their website, by the way.
now
Surprisingly, they don't mention this guy on their family thoroughbred horse website.
Given you're in this guy's scenario, right? You wake up dead, fucking cokehead with $80 million or $15 million worth of coke in his on his person.
Yeah.
Do you go straight to the cops?
No, of course not.
Or do you sell that blow and you start a new life for you and your family?
I
At least
immediately
take some of the blood.
Yeah, at least take like one duffel bag of blow. I mean, there's a lot of blow there. There's 80. He's got 80 pounds.
You sell it all to your weird neighbor.
Dude, he's got 80 pounds of blow. Take 10.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he had 100 when he jumped.
That's true. Well,
yeah.
We'll get into how much he had when he jumped. So he's like he's a fugitive, and he spends the next few months just flying from hideout to hideout because he's got a plane, so he could just go wherever.
Boss.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it,
pretty badass.
I'm gonna go hide out in some place in New Mexico.
Of course, he has night vision goggles.
Yeah,
he has fucking 1,000 pairs of.
I was gonna say
goggles.
that he stole from this armory. Yeah, the United States government's night vision goggles. But he does eventually get arrested in North Carolina because he stopped to his plane was having issues. Stopped at the airport, radioed in that he was landing for maintenance. They told the cops. He gets arrested in North Carolina. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison for stealing $250,000 worth of guns, fined $500 and placed on probation for 5 years. He got let out. He got let out a month early for good behavior. So
okay,
he only did 5 months for a fucking crazy crime.
That's what.
Yeah,
that's
his punishment was getting high-fived repeatedly every day until he got let out.
Buying drugs for everyone in the fucking jail. He's just the coolest guy ever.
So little is known about Thornton's whereabouts between the time of his conviction and the time in which he went splat on Fred Meyer's driveway, but we do know a bit about the fateful night in question. So his Cessna was discovered 60 miles away in Haynesville, North Carolina, and he literally left a trail of evidence. So on September 14th in Fannin County in rural northern Georgia in the mountains, forest rangers found 3 duffel bags in the boughs of trees. The bags were stuffed to the brim with 95% pure Colombian cocaine. So,
pure.
Carter knows.
I know the coke lingo. Pure means good.
Yeah. So in addition to the 80 pounds he strapped to himself, he's also just throwing giant duffel bags of coke out the plane as it goes because either he thought he was being tracked or he'd been picked up on radar or something, or the plane was too heavy and he just had to like get something gone. But anyway, they think that basically his idea was to jump out of the plane. He had the plane set to autopilot and just was basically pointed it towards the ocean that it would disappear into the Atlantic and then he could meet up with somebody on the grounds. And this
Fake
was
his own death. Classic.
Yeah. Fucking awesome. Some authorities suspected that Thornton had a partner that night named David Lee Cowboy Williams, who was
This is David Lee Roth, but a really horrible alias.
This guy was a pilot and a real estate developer from Atlanta. God, the 70s and early 80s ruled. Like
this is back when I guess cocaine didn't have fentanyl all in it.
Right,
so
it's pure, 95% pure Colombian.
I mean, people were dying from it left and right. But,
absolutely.
Yeah,
it was absolutely ruined lives. But
100%.
But it was kind of fun, and the characters are great. So the idea was for both men to parachute out of the plane, land in a field, rendezvous with a getaway driver, and leave the plane on autopilot and let it disappear. As I said, they would never get the chance to question Cowboy because on September 29th, he and 16 skydivers all died when his skydiving plane crashed. So this plane crashes.
Pretty common coke dealer activity is skydiving.
Well,
None of these guys are good at skydiving.
Yeah, apparently not.
I'm going to point that out right now.
Like not being good at it.
It's not. It's
you
really
get one
bad.
chance to not be good at it.
You only get one shot. But yeah, so this other guy, so the guy that they think escaped the first plane crash and got away, he then, before they can even question him, he crashes his own fucking plane and kills 16 people who were going up. He was apparently charging 12.
Maybe they all faked their own death.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
well, so
faking your own death in skydiving is like just another fucking day of the week for these coke dealers and these 80s coke dealers. Nowadays, it's all like, come to my mom's house. It's not like fucking, I have leather snakeskin boots.
well,
We're going to leather and snakeskin in the same boot.
Do the drug deal on an airplane.
Yeah, we're going to do the drug deal on an airplane, then I'm going to jump off and change my identity.
It's not illegal. We're not on the ground.
Yeah,
There's no
over
air laws.
It's over international waters, and I'm going to change my identity before I hit the ground. This is a typical Thursday for being a fucking coke dealing playboy in the 80s.
yeah. So I found out he was only charging people $12 to go up and jump out of his plane.
That's a deal.
Well, but that's the issue. Is like I'm willing to pay more to not die.
Right? Yeah.
You know, and I had just ran the little inflation calculator. That's still only $40 in today's money. It's like, you know what? I'll pay $300.
$400 or $40 to go up. I mean, I don't know.
$40 to go skydiving seems really low.
Maybe they already have their own gear.
I mean, perhaps.
If a Pablo Escobar from Kentucky-esque character offers you a $40 skydiving lesson and you live,
well, the weird little twist with Cowboy's situation is that the investigators in
because that's a fairly common coke dealer alias.
yeah,
Cowboy.
well, and a guy who flies you up to parachute out of his plane too. I mean, it's a good pilot designation too, I believe.
Let's call one of us cowboy.
It's got to, even though Rivers has more cowboy hats, I think it's you.
Damn it.
You got to wear the hat in the picture for Instagram.
I think I'm like Lil Buddy or whatever.
Little buddy.
Yeah, Lil Buddy.
A cowboy doesn't hang out with a little buddy. Come on now.
Yeah.
We're coke dealers.
Oh, you mean in a coke? I thought you meant like an Old West situation.
I was going to say, you'd be a little dogey.
Yeah, Little Doggy, or I'd be like the barkeep, being like,
Trigger, champ.
We don't like trouble around here, mister.
now there's the law. You don't go messing with the law.
So when the authorities looked at Cowboy's plane, the second plane, they found sugar in his gas tank. So when they bust open the plane,
These guys are full of pranks.
well, funny you should say that because there is no consensus as of today in 2022. Best I can tell. They're like, well, someone sabotaged this guy, and we think that either
A classic sabotage maneuver.
they were like, we think either the Colombian cartel murdered him by putting sugar in his gas tank.
Number one cause of death to coke dealers and math teachers.
Or they were like, it was a prank from some rival skydiving companies. They were like, this guy's prices are too low. We got to take him out, boys.
Oh boy.
So that was just like
competition gets pretty stiff amongst those psychos with a small jet. Yeah.
So anyway, back to the guy on the driveway. His demise proved to be the first domino to fall in what would later be known as the Bluegrass Conspiracy. And there's a book that I just ordered this morning because I was like, well, I got to know more about this. Yeah,
we're gonna be reading excerpts from this, I'm sure.
Well, this isn't as unhinged. I'm just personally interested, but
well, I'll take it if it's written by someone not that it didn't happen to, then I believe it.
Yeah, well, this is her name is Sally Denton, and she's a reporter from Kentucky.
Oh, then I believe it.
And
I want to see your drug test. Pass a drug test right now.
Yeah, well, to sum it up briefly, Thornton's suppliers ended up killing a federal judge whose name was John Wood, but his nickname was Maximum John because he always gave people the maximum sentence. So they
this guy.
they killed that guy. There is actually a great dollop episode about Maximum John, and his co-conspirator was a guy named Henry Vance, who was a top legislative aide to the governor and later to the Speaker of the House in Kentucky, and he went to federal prison. So this was one of those where it's like the Louisville Police Department's involved, the government of Kentucky's involved, and all this stuff happened because this guy didn't know how to open his fucking chute.
Yeah, I mean, this guy wasn't dealing with small potatoes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So authorities eventually recovered a duffel duffel bags in the woods in northern Georgia containing a total of 220 pounds of cocaine. So altogether, all said and done, 300 pounds of coke is what this guy was smuggling into Kentucky, presumably. So meanwhile, there is
a good year for cocaine.
85? It seemed like it, yeah. Air was huge. MTV was on the rise.
Meanwhile, there was one bag full of evidence that the authorities couldn't recover because Mother Nature got to it first. Sometime in the days after the crash, in the middle of the Chattahoochee National Forest, a 175-pound black bear stumbled upon a duffel bag filled with approximately 80 pounds of cocaine. The bear tore open the bag and proceeded to eat at least some of the contents of up to 40 packages. So the bear just slashed that duffel bag open, was like, and just went to fucking town.
Everyone in this room is fatter than that bear.
I know, right? Well, it was a black bear.
Especially after it did like 800 pounds of cocaine. It was really skinny then. It couldn't feel its paws and everything.
I was doing. I was jumping up and down on his stump, just singing.
Oh yeah, writing
Physical.
screenplays and shit. Yeah.
I always thought cocaine tasted like shit.
Yeah.
So the bear was found dead 3 months after the crash by forest rangers following an autopsy by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. So I love they brought the GBI.
How long did the bear live?
Well, so the bear's cause of death was revealed to be a cocaine overdose, unsurprisingly, combined with cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hypothermia, renal failure, heart failure, and stroke.
No.
So the bear ate so much coke that it just exploded its body, essentially. Like nothing the center could not hold. The medical.
And yet, Keith Richards still lives.
I know, right? The medical examiner who performed the autopsy would go on to say that the bear's stomach was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. So this bear just ate a I don't feel so good. News of the bear's
Winnie the Geek.
News of the bear's fate was reported upon by newspapers across the country, where the media dubbed him Pablo Escobar.
No, buddy.
We used to have fun in this country.
I know. Before the goddamn liberals ruined the media, we could
Brother, you ain't whistling Dixie on that one, man. We'd had coked out bears fucking having their hearts blow up in the middle of the woods. And the whole fucking country was like a goddamn White Snake video.
Tawny Katane on every hood. It was a thing of beauty. The medical examiner took the bear's body and gave it to a friend who was a taxidermist. The taxidermist then gave it
I would
away.
love to watch that fucking bear freak out for. I'd be sad, but he'd be trying to climb a tree and she'd be like,
No, I don't want salmon. I don't want fucking honey. I want to talk about my screenplay. All right, look, it's really simple. No one's ever done this like guy-girl dynamic, but with like,
there's like a fucking guy, and he's like a fucking. So there's lasers, right? And he's got like a laser sword. Fuck, that's Star Wars. Fuck.
Okay, so it's a meet cute, but it's in a volcano. All right. The love interest is Pele, the volcano god.
He has a piano tie.
Have you been to Hawaii? Have you fucking been to Hawaii? Yeah, so the bear gets stuffed and
again.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the second time. This time with cotton and
with cotton.
Cotton. And the bear is given away to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area, who put it on display in their visitor center. But unfortunately, in the early 90s, a forest fire temporarily relocated Pablo to a storage facility in Dalton, Georgia. So they had to move him out of the facility. Pablo was then stolen from the storage unit and sold to a pawn shop in Nashville.
Oh, man.
The pawn shop owner then sold the bear to country musician Waylon Jennings.
It's sitting in a basement right now at Shooter Jennings' house.
No, it's better than that. The owner claims that he didn't know where the bear came from, but Waylon said that he told him the entire story, minus the part about it being stolen. After a few years, Waylon got off coke and decided it would be best to get all reminders of coke out of his house, starting with Pablo Escobar.
Oh, that was like a trophy to his own cocaine use?
Yeah, so that's why. So the pawn shop owner, he knew Waylon in Nashville. He's like, oh, I have something that would be hilarious for your house. And Waylon's like, fuck yeah, bro. And then he puts it in the house. And then when he gets off coke, he's like, sorry, old girl. You just remind me too much of.
I just can't do it. I just can't look at you.
I don't feel like a bear who overdosed on coke. I used to feel like that.
So Waylon had Pablo shipped to a friend of his in Las Vegas. And this is how he's always described online. And I don't know why they won't just say a pimp and a drug dealer, allegedly, but they refer to him as a procurer for the wealthy in Las Vegas named Ron Thompson. And
That's a pimp, yeah.
Entertainment consultant.
Drug dealer to the rich and famous.
Yeah. We call him a bouncer at a bar. So coincidentally, Ron Thompson, also a wealthy scion of Kentucky, is rumored to have been an associate of Andrew Thornton. So the driveway guy.
Right.
Apparently they knew each other. Thompson put the bear on display in his giant mansion until 2009 when he died. And after he died, Pablo went up for auction at Nella's auction house. Pablo was purchased for $200.
He must have been in pretty rough shape at around 2010.
Oh yeah.
I don't think these people are taking good care of him.
It's like went from cokehead to cokehead. I'm sure it's just maggots all in that rotting bear corpse.
So it was purchased for $200 by a man in Reno named Zhu Tang. Tang tried to put the bear on display in his home, but his wife hated it. His wife.
It was only $200. Come on, that's pretty cool.
It's exactly that.
It's my money.
You know it was a fight.
Put in this. It goes in the living room.
Its eyes are following me, Joe. So the quote from the wife: he was always bringing home junk from auctions and estate sales and things like that, but that bear was one of his favorite things. He just loved it for some reason.
Well, it's an award.
Yeah, I know. It's a major award.
That's his
cool.
At first, he wanted to keep it in our living room, but I wouldn't have it. It scared me.
She's not opening her mind to the rotting cocaine bear corpse in the living
It's
room.
a conversation piece, honey.
Every time me and Reno Nevada walks to the living room, I think there's a black bear in there ready to attack me.
What do you want for dinner tonight, honey? Would it kill you to make me happy? One time?
Just let me have the fucking bear. All right.
I'll be in the garage with the bear.
Yeah.
You can drop dinner there.
So Pablo went to live at Tang's traditional Chinese medicine shop in Reno. After Tang passed away in 2012, a t-shirt printing company and souvenir shop in Lexington, Kentucky called Kentucky for Kentucky tracked the bear down. They told Tang's wife the whole story, and she said, hey, as long as you pay for shipping, you can have the damn thing. Just get it out of my sight.
Damn.
So
she doesn't know what she lost.
I know, right? So the cocaine bear now lives in Kentucky for Kentucky's Fun Mall, which is a souvenir shop in Lexington. And the bear is
a fun mall.
You can spend all your money here. You're like keychains.
Do not follow strangers into the parking deck at the Fun Mall.
They have renamed the bear OG, and he is usually seen wearing a trucker hat and a gold chain with a sign attached that explains the story of the cocaine bear.
Wow.
So you can see it now in Lexington, Kentucky.
Did they try to make the bear look exasperated and having a terrible time on like its facial expression?
I mean,
they definitely put some like Rogaine into his onto his fur.
I'm sure they had him fixed up because he's the centerpiece of this souvenir shop. They sell Cocaine Bear t-shirts, and I really want the one that's mocked up to look like. You might get the Carly's from Chicago. You might get this for a Christmas present. It's a mock-up of the Chicago Bears logo.
Oh,
but
fuck yeah, that looks so cool.
Bears. I know, it's fucking awesome. So
I would walk around Chicago with that. And,
same.
And I don't know. I definitely get looks. I definitely get people asking me to come with them to the bathroom or something.
Right.
The
Yeah.
hat's the best one.
Yeah.
Because it just says cocaine so small you might not see it at first.
Right.
Right.
It looks
And then
like
you just have a sick Bears hat.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they got Cocaine Bear snow globes, Cocaine Bear socks, earrings. They got a tie-dye Cocaine Bear Grateful Dead parody shirt. They got it all.
They got a Dare drug program bear
it says
shirt.
bear, don't do drugs, y'all. They got it all. So shout out to...
It's very tempting to wear a shirt that says cocaine on it.
I know, right? So yeah,
in L.A.,
yeah.
The cops would even give you a thumbs up.
So yeah, shout out to Kentucky for Kentucky and to Pablo Escobar, aka OG.
Well, I'll tell you this: I'm looking forward to seeing that fucking movie now.
You got to see this movie.
Jesus Christ.
So this is a theorized version of events where the bear did not overdose.
It went crazy,
but instead became addicted to cocaine.
Yes.
Started committing crimes to support its habit.
Yeah.
This movie's like a bit like Scarface meets The Revenant.
Yeah. I think that is.
Here's what's gonna happen.
That was the elevator pitch for sure.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen. The bear's gonna do the cocaine, right? It's going to become addicted, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The cops are going to become on the trail of the coke that's appearing,
Yeah.
And there'll probably be some weirdness with the bear that'll attract attention, right?
Right.
The bear is inevitably going to lead them to a larger supply of coke.
Yeah.
Up the ladder, and then the bear is going to work with the police, whether it knows it or not, to help catch the bad guys, which are always the drug dealers.
He's an informant.
Not the cop who was the drug dealer, just the bad
Donnie
drug dealers.
Bearsko.
So that's my theory of what's going to happen in this movie. When it comes out, you can all come back and listen to this. Say, Sam High in 30 seconds figured out the plot of this movie.
I think we're just going to get the plane crash up top, and then the bear just starts doing the coke. And they made the bear in the movie 500 pounds, which for a black bear, that's not impossible.
Is it? I was going to say, I don't know.
Not impossible,
typically.
but extremely large. There's that famous bear up in Tahoe, Hank the Tank, who's been breaking into all the cabins up there.
Mm-hmm.
That bear is 500 pounds. So if you want to see what a 500-pound black bear looks like, it looks obese. It doesn't look like a killing machine. It just looks like
It's scary as fuck, I'm sure.
I mean, scary as fuck in real life, but cute to look at on Google. So
Nature's cruelest game. Bears are so cute, but they'll rip your face off. Same with hippopotamuses.
Yep. But yeah, that's the cocaine bear. That was my whole morning. I saw that poster and I was like, well, based on true events, got to figure out. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that, I just have to ask, do you guys want to see the movie Violent Night?
Yeah,
Which
hell
is
yeah.
Another seemingly in your face B movie, could be shitty on purpose.
I think it's like that mixed with kind of, you ever seen Black Christmas?
Yeah, well, I've seen all three
Seen
Black Christmases.
Bad Santa.
Yeah. It seems like it's kind of going for that meets Bad Santa meets
well, the original Black Christmas, which by the way, financed by the Canadian government,
right, yeah.
because they support the fucking arts.
Directed by the guy who did Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Bob Clark.
Hell yeah, is great. As far
it's
as
awesome.
proto slasher, I mean, it predates Halloween, it predates Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The subsequent remakes are two of the worst movies I've ever
But
seen.
noteworthy in how bad they are. It's kind of like the Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. It's kind of so bad it's good almost. It's
Yeah. No, I'm stoked for it. I mean, I like what's his name from Stranger Things, and it'll be fun. I don't know.
Okay, at one point in that movie, the Santa Claus is going to punch or kill something and then say "Merry fucking Christmas."
100%, or go ho fucking ho or something
ho,
like.
ho,
Yeah.
ho.
Well, I think he's in the film, he's supposed to be like an avenging angel. Like there's a family being held hostage on Christmas, and then Santa shows up to
So it's a little bit of the ref in there too.
Yeah, it is the ref. Yeah, exactly. That was the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
The guy ingested 70 pounds of cocaine. It was all right, it's the Revenant, but also the ref.
This one's going to be the ref with but the new Hellboy. The new Hellboy.
Not the old one. The new one.
Let's make it. I love it.
I love it.
You know what? If anything gets into a theater, God bless it. That's the only kind of movie that will.
Look, we're just trying to work in this town. If
Jesus,
Violent Night needs any punch ups,
I was
I
gonna
know
say.
it's about to be released next week, but I could help.
Yeah, if you need, there are reshoots and you need a dopey, chubby guy in a fucking convenience store who gets murdered by Santa, I'm happy to be that
you
guy.
can come shoot in Rivers' room.
Build up cocaine falling from the flying planes. I don't know who done dropped them, but I think I'm just the same. Build up cocaine falling like the pouring rain. My life changed completely by the close flying plane.
So we have a segment called Top 3. Our listeners on Twitter tweet at us at The Goods Pod with categories for top 3 lists that we then populate. First up, at Oarfish Fever, and this was a great one. Top 3 album covers of all time. Mm-hmm. So does anybody want to go first, or should I?
I have a couple.
Yeah, what do you got, Sam?
I think my favorite, and this is a comedy one, but it also is cool, is an album called Angel Dust by Indo G. And I've talked about this before during the Pin and Pixel episode.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the hilarious ones where it's his face, and then it's like like Washington D.C. on fire.
Yeah,
the sky is on fire. There's money. Uncle Sam is looking back at him. It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
let me take a look. I
was gonna say we'll put all of these on our our Twitter.
Sam's gonna win this because he knows like the good like underground mixtape, hilarious album cover.
Dude, yeah, that is
that rules.
That's fucking awesome. Indo Chi Angel
At first,
Dust.
I thought you were saying Angel Dust, like the Faith No More album. I was like, that's not it.
Dude, that rules.
That's
that's a good one. I guess another one right off the top of my head is E40 in a Major Way. The outside of the photo is like the face of a Rolex, but instead of the time in the middle, it's E40 standing in front of a stove cooking crack.
Wow. That is fucking incredible.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh my God, that rules. Holy shit. Oh, I love that they had it on cassette. Oh,
dude, yeah, I had this fucking album on CD.
Man.
My fucking car radio got stolen and the CD was in there.
Oh,
I was disappointed.
Isn't that like his best album, supposedly? Like
this one is probably his breakout album.
Okay.
This is the one that got him attention.
Nice.
Got him a lot of haters. I don't know. I didn't really... I'm trying to think of a third one right now. I'm going to be honest. I had stuff to do earlier. I didn't really think about this too hard.
What do you got, Carter?
I remember going into Coconuts when I was a kid.
Oh, man.
And I would always see this one CD that caught my eye. And it was a CD by the group Nashville Pussy.
Oh, of course, yes.
And the title of the album was Let Them Eat Pussy. And there were, in the Coconuts, they would have stickers over the crotches of these two women who were forcing two large bald men to give them cunnilingus.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And I remember I was trying to scratch off the sticker. I would like take the CD off to a corner and try to scratch the sticker off. And a guy got mad at me and kicked me out of a Coconuts one time.
Why? Were you trying to do that so you could buy it?
I just wanted to see. I wanted to see what was underneath the thing.
Well, yeah, curiosity, man. Oh, that's a great one.
I've still never listened to the album. I probably should, but I remember like marking in my head where the end section was in a Coconut.
Hell yeah. What else you got?
Mr. Scarface is Back by Houston's own Scarface.
That's an interesting one.
It's I love how in the middle of this cocaine deal gone very wrong, where some guy is putting a pump action shotgun in another dude's face. and Scarface he finds time to look at the camera and mug just a bit, but I mean everyone's head is about to turn into spaghetti and meatballs, and they're with us because they have shotguns directly at each other's faces, and it's fitting for the album because he's losing his mind from what this lifestyle is doing, his mind playing tricks
on me. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good album too.
It's so good.
A good album. Scarface is one of the best rappers.
Hell yeah.
Also,
oh my God.
Shout out to the Ghetto Boys album cover where Bushwick Bill is
got shot in the
We can't be stopped. I was going to say
shot himself in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
And then it shows the fucking disgusting eye bulging out of his head in the album cover. Another one that I think that Coconuts put a sticker over.
Oh wow. Yeah. Of that same era, Thug.com by Trick Daddy.
Oh yeah.
Fucking tremendous album cover.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not familiar.
Oh buddy, it's let's see.
Oh dude, that's so good.
Dude, it's
old school web
so
browser,
vintage web 1.0.
HTML.
Yeah, shout out to
Thug.com has the funniest.
Shout out to my friend Pat that I used to work with at Hungry Howie's in Auburn. He was the one who pulled this out of it because I don't think I was familiar with Trick Daddy's Oeuvre until I started working there. And Pat brought this out of his car and showed it to me. And I think I laughed for like an hour straight at it. It's so fucking good.
Okay. And I've just remembered another one I like. And it's a mixtape that was released after Pimp C died, a kind of like tribute mixtape called Pimp C Trill Reaper.
Trill Reaper.
And it's like, oh, that's a kind of cool name. The album cover is disrespectful.
Oh, no.
It's Pimp C as the Grim Reaper. Sitting on a big throne. And then there's like zombies all around him.
Oh, no.
In a graveyard.
Oh, is this not supposed to be a Mortal Kombat level?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It looks like that level where
it could be Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn is like watching you.
But
yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
I think it was just a weird choice. But it is funny to see him as the Grim Reaper with a chain on. And it's supposed to be like a tribute album. He's just like, yeah, I'm dead.
I remember my mom found a copy of Dead Kennedy's Frankenchrist.
Oh, yes. Classic one you don't want your mom to find.
But it was like, the cover of it's funny because it's just like guys in fez hats and like tiny cars.
Right.
But the album's called Frankenchrist, and my mom would be like, that was just terrible. That's terrible.
Sacrilege.
They had the funniest titles, too, to make moms mad, too.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I Kill Children.
Yeah.
Religious Vomit. So yeah, I guess those are my favorite. I also, I was gonna say I like Slint Spiderland because it's such a cool picture, but it's not as good as the other three.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I realized like a lot of my just favorite like normal ones are just either one person or a couple of people just looking at you.
Yeah.
So Ramones, The Chronic, Stankonia, My Aim Is True, Aladdin Sane, every one of those is just a.
So you like it where you like it where it's there on the cover. You don't like the it's
no.
Just
I mean,
art.
I like others. So these are my honorable mentions. These are just things I was thinking of because
Most
a lot of
Def Black on Both Sides is a good one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Staring into your soul. My God.
And
Yeah.
then the back of the CD is the back of his head.
And I had to mention all of the Flaming Lips albums are all done by Wayne Coyne, which I didn't know. So those are cool. But my real honorable mention, this goes in because when I went to Ireland, I went to the place where this album cover was shot specifically because it's this album cover and it's Led Zeppelin's Houses of the Holy, which was shot at the Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland.
Right.
And that was done by Aubrey Powell of Hypnosis Studios that I'll talk about in a minute. But number 3, Allman Brothers Band, Eat a Peach. I mentioned that one just because I just remember going through my dad's records as a kid and finding that and just thinking that was the coolest shit in the world. And that album, of course, is fucking dope. So my number 2, and I'm really wanting to use this to talk about the artist. It's Ween's The Mollusk, which
it's a cool little like whatever that creature that they concocted.
Yeah, so it's basically every type of sea creature sort of melded into one. And the reason I picked that one because the artist, whose name is Storm Thorgerson, who's he's British, but his folks are from Norway.
That's a good coke dealer name,
dude. I'm Storm. Yeah, he went to school with Syd Barrett and Roger Waters and David Gilmour. He was just a guy they knew from school who would then go on to do the album covers for Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Heart Mother. He did every Floyd album cover, all their solo projects, 10cc, Led Zeppelin, Dirty Deeds by AC/DC is Storm Thorgerson, Band on the Run by Wings, Hair of the Dog by Nazareth, Electric Warrior by T-Rex, like Mars Volta, Audio Slave, ELO, Genesis. Like
he did D-Last in the Comatorium?
Anything that's just some weird ass Pink Floyd looking shit, it's probably him. It's someone ripping
that's
him
awesome.
off.
Yeah.
So that whatever that Mars Volta one where the eye is like looking at the guy, that's him. Same dude who did Dark Side of the Moon. Is that guy. But with Ween, I found this quote from Dean Ween. He said, "We knew we had to have an amazing artist to go with this record. It's got to be fucking consistent with all the craziness on this thing. We thought of Storm Thorgerson from the Dark Side of the Moon. We went to the best and we asked for the best, and Elektra coughed up the money." And so apparently like they went to this dude and he runs Hypnosis Studios, which was a big, they directed music videos and did all the artwork for a ton of albums. The Houses of the Holy that I mentioned was done by his business partner there. He personally heard The Mollusk by Ween and was like, this is the greatest band I've ever heard. I'm doing this for you personally. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not turning this over to my studio. Like, I'm fucking doing this for you guys. And Dean says, we toured in England, and after a gig in London, I think he was with his son. He got so drunk, he must have kissed me 50 times. He said, you guys are the band. You're the rightful heirs to Floyd and Zeppelin. It was the highest praise, and it was real. His assistant said, you've got to understand, Storm hasn't seen a show in fucking years. He thinks everything is shit. So big wing guy. So shout out to the creator of a bajillion famous album covers. And then the last one I had to mention is Decoration Day by Drive By Truckers, which was done by the late great Wes Freed, who just passed away back in September.
Oh, yeah, that's a great album cover.
He did basically all of the DBT album covers.
Like
I think
Southern Rock Opera,
Southern
Dirty
Rock
South.
Opera, Brighter Than Creation's Dark, Dirty South, Decoration Day, and it's rare that you have an artist that is like so deeply connected to a band.
Right.
Like, you see his stuff and you immediately think, oh, that's Drive By Truckers guy. Like, and there's no mistaking it.
Even like a Raymond Pettibon Black Flag situation.
Right, yeah. Or Storm Thorgerson with Pink Floyd.
Right, exactly,
like,
yeah.
There's no one else.
Right.
Those two are indelibly linked. And so, and small confession, I am trying to, in the next year, record a stand-up record.
Yeah.
I was
man.
gonna commission Wes Freed to do the cover, and he passed away. But
dang, so he passed away
I was
recently.
like ready to drop money on it, like for real.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
I heard you were going to record.
I know. He was like, there's only one way out of this. There's only one way out.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so not gonna happen. But nonetheless,
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I might let you.
Sam's got you, dude. On the cheap.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Wes Freed and Storm Thorgerson and W. David Powell, who did the Eat a Peach. Those are my top 3 album covers.
I really like all the album covers that John Bisley from Baroness does. It's like he's in this metal band, and he's done a lot of these really cool illustrations for just a lot of great records. Maybe I don't know if it's like one thing or that I like the art because it's on so many great albums, or because I like the art. But I think I like his style a lot. Yeah, he does a lot of cool.
Kind of like a little like comic style almost.
Comic style, but kind of like weird, like Greek god sort of thing.
Wow,
it's cool. I mean,
that is cool.
Man, hell yeah! Shout out to all our artists, man. Good shit. Next up,
all the Smash Mouth album covers.
I mean, hey,
they all do look like fucking
Astro Lounge, Fuss You Bang.
Next time we're doing top 3 album covers that are just the band's name in a font.
People always make fun of this band for their music, and no one ever really comes at them for having one of the worst album covers ever, which is Human
Creed.
Clay.
Yeah, they
by
have terrible.
Creed. That is
Weathered is so funny.
Where they have their faces like superimposed on a tree.
That's like it's supposed to have been carved into a tree. Is there 3 faces?
Yeah, what are some ones that just stick out in your head as like, whoa, that was an album cover? I remember seeing the Green Day album every time.
Dookie
has a cool cover. I would just look at that in the record store and be like, that's cool. I never bought the CD. I remember Green Jelly also had cool looking ones.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I always liked the Primus album covers because of the claymation stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, there's a couple there that are just, you just look at them and you're like, well, I gotta, like London Calling. You're like, I don't know what this is, but I need to listen to this.
It looks cool.
It looks, I mean, it's a guy smashing a bass. Like, what could be cooler? Abbey Road, same thing. Where you're like, well, this looks cool. I don't know what this is, but I gotta give that a listen. I did want to say
what about Satan is Real? The Louvin Brothers.
Well, that's what I was going to say next. Is that another interesting question? Is like the best album with the worst cover. Like,
there's a bunch of those. Yeah,
because in my head there is but one answer, and that is of course Shotgun Willie by Willie Nelson. Which,
that is kind of a shitty album art. Yeah,
like Shotgun Willie is legitimately one of the best country music records ever made, and this is the cover. It's so fucking bad.
It's pretty dumb. Yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid.
I like that.
I mean, it's kind of classic at this point just because the record is so good, but man, you're like, if you really think about it,
it looks like an old school meme.
Yeah, it is an old school meme. Yeah,
this is maybe a controversial opinion. I always thought the cover of Alice in Chains' "Dirt" looked stupid. I mean, it's a great album, but I always thought the cover looks kind of, I don't know.
There's this album by 8 Ball, the rapper for 8 Ball.
8 Ball and MJG. Yeah,
he has an album called Lost, and it's a double disc album. not a skippable song on it. Rivers, explain to the people what's on the album cover.
So he's standing in front of what looks to be a Chevrolet, I'm going to say Caprice Classic from the early 90s. There are Galapagos tortoises. He has a dog. There is the pyramids at Giza and what looks to be a United States space shuttle smashed into the ground.
In the middle of the desert.
In the middle of the Egyptian desert, presumably. There's a lot happening.
Talk about lost.
This is what we call a hat on a hat, or in the wrestling industry, overbooked.
There's a lot going on.
Too much going on there.
There's a lot going on there, but
On the nose.
Also, there's are these? I didn't notice they were tortoises. I thought they were vultures.
Let's see.
They look pretty. Oh, there's also a car buried in the sand in the back.
oh, those are vultures. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they look like
they do.
They look like Galapagos tortoises.
After you said
from a
that, I
distance.
looked at it and was like, oh, maybe I was wrong.
Oh man, well, shout out to at Oarfish Fever for a great question. Next up, at Zach Kowalski, top 3 areas of the U.S. to drive/travel through.
First of all, I think number one's fairly obvious. Go up to PCH.
PCH.
Got to go up the one
Yep.
because I remember doing it when I was a kid. My cousin got married in L.A. and then we drove from there to San Francisco to go visit my other cousins.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that drive. It was really pretty.
Oh, and if you keep going, it's even better. You get up to Redwood Forest and up to Bodega Bay where they filmed the birds, all that cool shit.
It's great. I did that drive during the pandemic one day. And we did that. Me and Carly went up to San Francisco and back in one day during the pandemic because we were so fucking bored.
Yeah.
And
I remember those days.
We didn't even it was like don't get out of the car level.
Yeah.
We just kind of swooped around, saw empty San Francisco, swooped back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a great one. Got to do that, especially if you live in the West Coast. You gotta drive up the one at least one time. I really enjoyed driving through on the way here. I would say, driving cross country is a rite of passage.
Sure, yeah.
But driving through Santa Fe, New Mexico was really, really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
I really fucking loved it. And there's
Land of Enchantment.
Dude, it's beautiful. I had no idea that Santa Fe was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I just heard of the city name, but it's really pretty. The downtown area is even pretty. It's there's all these pueblos and stuff nearby too, and it's that was pretty. And then lastly, I'd say I went to my friend's wedding in Cosby, Tennessee, which is close to Gatlinburg.
Oh, Great Smoky Mountains.
Great Smoky. So it's the northeast section of the Smoky Mountains.
Yeah,
but it's this little mountain pass to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And you miss Pigeon Forge and all the touristy trap shit.
What? You missed Knife World?
I miss Knife World,
Damn
which is fun in its own way.
It is.
But
bring the kids.
yeah, bring the kids to Knife World.
Oh, I definitely ran around Knife World as a child. My parents 100% took me to Knife World.
So yeah, that's mine.
Hell yeah. What do you got, Sam?
I don't know. PCH is a good one. You got to drive through Wilshire and Koreatown.
Yeah.
You gotta drive through. I don't know. I haven't driven through that much of the country. New Mexico is more beautiful than you would think. Off the top of your head, Arizona, when you're driving through it, has some beautiful mountains.
Oh, yeah.
Some parts of the desert where you're like, oh, this is actually cool looking.
Yeah.
As some parts of the desert, you'll be in and you'll be like, God, this is where people come to die.
Yeah.
Nothing out here that's beautiful or interesting at all.
Right.
I just didn't remember that on the way out. I was just I was so blind. I'm gonna go out there and make my fame and fortune. I forgot that the Southwest is gorgeous, and I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I saw Purple Mountains one day driving through Arizona, and I was like, I like the song. I didn't think it existed, but it does.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man.
I had my number 3, Wyoming/Montana, specifically the little run of national parks you can do there. Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, Glacier, up to, if you've got your passport, go up to Waterton Lakes in Alberta, Canada, just north of Glacier.
Oh, wow.
Fucking incredible. St. Mary Lake, which is the opening of The Shining, that lake that they're driving around.
Yeah.
That's Glacier National Park, the Going to the Sun Road, all of that area is it's spectacular. And I grew up in the Southeast, and I went to the West Coast when I was too young to remember.
Right.
So I was, 21, 22, the first time I ever saw the West at all, and I'm still completely taken by it.
Sure.
But to your point about the desert, I will say anybody who's traveling out here, in Bugs Bunny when they have a sign that's like last gas for 200 miles.
Yeah.
Those signs don't exist. So fucking fill up whenever you can.
Yeah, for real.
There's definitely been points where I was literally outside of Winslow, Arizona, just out of gas, and I was like, I think I have to go back to Winslow, Arizona because there's nothing after it.
Driving through West Texas, like all the way through through the night was like kind of scary because it was so desolate and like ran out of.
I was gonna say, don't drive through Texas at all. There's nothing beautiful about it. You're not gonna see any cool stuff. It's plains. It's just flat ground, cow shit smelling, oil smelling cities.
I would say like from like eastern Texas. And then through like to Austin, I was like, this is cool. And then like Amarillo is where it started getting a little desolate, but I was like, still cool. And then it was like 5 or 6 hours of nothing.
Between there and El Paso.
Nothing.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
It's just the whole time you're like, when is this going to be over?
Oh, I had such a great time in Austin. I was like, the rest of Texas will be great. And I was like, oh my God, no.
I drove from Austin to Roswell, New Mexico, and it was so boring that Prince died while I was driving. Literally, I went out of radio reception, and there was like, somebody on Twitter was like, they called the ambulance to Prince's house, and then I came out on the other end of when I got cell phone back, I was like, Prince died.
Ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
Overdosing on fentanyl. Really ahead of his time.
Became so popular just a few years later.
Number 2, the Florida Keys. So the drive from Miami to Key West is fucking spectacular.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because you get to, there's the 7 Mile Bridge, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's 7 miles just over open, crystal blue water. And also one of my favorite restaurants is in Key Largo, and that is Alabama Jack's, home of the best damn conch fritters you've ever had. And then when you get to Key West is kind of like, trashier, less culture New Orleans, basically.
I got to say, to anyone listening, listen to Rivers' section on this. Like, he's the one who knows what he's talking about. He's the tour guide,
But you get to go to Isla Morada, which is where they have the Big Bass Pro Shop there, which is fantastic. So get to go see all of Ernest Hemingway's cats. Their descendants are still running around Key West. There's also wild roosters that they aren't allowed to kill. So you're just in a shop looking at t-shirts or whatever, and there's just like fucking chickens walking around and shit. Key West is wild. And so that's number 2. Number 1, Sam mentioned it, the Four Corners area. So the southern borders of Utah and Colorado and the northern borders of Arizona and New Mexico. Mm-hmm. That entire area is there's nothing like it. It is.
Can't believe it's in this country.
I know. Yeah. You're like, we don't need all this. Like,
this is wasted on the shithead Americans.
Exactly. You don't see a fucking soul.
Utah.
Wasted on Mormons.
But Monument Valley. If you've seen any westerns, John Ford filmed a bajillion things out there. His studio is still out there. He basically rented out the top floor of an old trading post that's out there on Navajo land in Monument Valley. And
such the widest way to build a movie studio to make cowboy movies.
I mean, hey,
is there any Indian land we can take over for this?
They're happy for the tourism. I mean, the Duke is still bringing people in.
That's good.
It's this entire top floor of this trading post. It's where you cut together the searchers and all that stuff. Really cool to see the Sangre de Cristo Mountains in northern New Mexico, San Juan National Forest, which is in Colorado, and the city of Durango, Capitol Reef, Grand Escalante, Bears Ears. If those 2 things sound familiar, it's because that was the ones that Trump were like, we don't need these protected anymore, and took them away, and then Biden put them back as national monuments. And then petroglyphs, so you get to see ancient carvings and all the rocks in southern Utah everywhere. And there's one that has so many, they call it Newspaper Rock, because it's just the entire history of the people that lived there is on the side of this rock on the side of the road. So
Jesus, how far away is it to drive to these places from here? Like 8 hours or something?
Yeah, I mean, you can get to St. George, Utah, which is kind of the beginning of that trek in like 6 hours or so. It's 2 hours away from Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did it.
go,
Did it back in
boys.
2020.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Dude, I'm down. But yeah, that's my top 3. Shout out to @Zach Kowalski.
Now this next one.
This next one, you know,
It's hard. Really, there's so many answers.
it's very hard.
There is no discernible answer. There's not one discernible answer to this.
Absolutely not. Shout out to @ComicFanboy616. This is top 3 funniest porno titles you've ever seen.
All of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
single one.
Every single one of them. Like,
I mean-
and I'm going to be honest with you. I straight up did not do any research.
Oh, I
to
did.
this.
Man.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did an absurd amount of research.
Research.
More than
yeah.
you've researched anything else on the podcast. You researced this one.
No, this
Yeah, you
was.
thought Cocaine Bear was
Oh yeah.
a lot of info.
Hey, that was this morning. Now we're talking last night. I just
I just like ones that are porn parodies.
can I run down my honorable
I also-
mentions
just-
really quickly?
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Honorable mentions. Everybody does Raymond. Inspect her gadget. How Stella got her tube packed.
Nice.
Homo alone. Homo alone got me more than I thought it would.
Jacking off.
No, he's alone. So
he's
it's just a
jacking
solo
off.
show.
Yeah, he's just-
And then he's
yeah.
foiling wacky burglars, supposedly, I guess, at the end.
Yeah.
Lauren.
Does he foil him with his cum?
Yeah,
I was
of
gonna
course.
say.
Yeah, they slip on it, of course.
Like when he when they grab his nipples, like he like gets electrified, he looks like a skeleton.
Lawrence of Alabia, itty bitty gang bang.
Wait a minute. Itty bitty
I
gang
believe
bang.
it's short people
Sure.
situation. Pippi long cocking, little oral Annie, 28 gays later, one splooged over the cuckoo's breast. Which I was like, is he fucking a bird?
Comes on a guy's face who has a lobotomy.
Indiana Bones in the Temple of Poon. Analyze these.
Jesus.
The Really Big Lebowski. Remember the Tight Buns. Meet Joe Black's cock. And diddle her on the roof. That's I couldn't decide. Those were my favorites.
I think you did it. I think you nailed it.
I just want to know what diddle her on the roof. I mean, like I get it in theory, but
I think it's exactly what you think it is. They are wearing Fiddler on the Roof costumes and fucking outside.
on the roof.
Perhaps on a roof or something that's made to look like a roof.
If it's not on a roof, I'm pissed. I'm demanding a refund.
But yeah, this is my.
And this is harkening back also to when you would buy DVDs when they were titled. It's not just because now it's just Pornhub clips. Like that's how I think most people do it.
Those are hilarious too.
Yeah, because they're all like news. They all read like news headlines. They're like, horny MILF catches cum on her tits. More at 10.
Guy fucks babysitter while wife is asleep in same bed.
Yeah.
Cum everywhere.
Come. But it's replacing Tora.
Yeah, all of these are from the DVD VHS era. My number 3, Let's Play Anal Twister. Which I'm like, A, is it a parody of Twister? B, are they playing the game Twister? That's what I believe
Definitely
it
the
is.
game Twister, yeah.
But if it's neither of those two things, ooh, that's rough. So
yeah, that's like some goatsy shit.
yeah. So that's from 2003, and I made note of the runtime, 4 hours and 4 minutes. And I'm like, who needs this much anal twister?
They didn't leave much on the cutting room
The horniest person I know doesn't need 4 hours and 4 minutes of anal twister.
The only thing left on the cutting room floor was their worn out anuses.
They had to put those anuses up in the rafters. They got retired after that.
Put an ice pack on those anuses. They call it a day.
My number 2 from 1996, a classic.
From 96, okay.
Topless brain surgeons.
Okay.
ER was big at the time.
Sure, yeah.
Just
God, you figured there'd be like a more clever way of putting it.
I was going to say, this is not two tastes that taste great together. This is not chocolate and peanut butter. I don't need surgery anywhere near.
Like big-titted doctors is more clever than topless brain surgeons.
Brain surgeons. Turns out there is a sequel. It's called Topless Body Shop. And there's another seemingly unrelated film called Anal Chiropractor.
Whoa.
Which again, much like
Straightening your back out through one's anus.
Like again, much to the point of Let's Play Anal Twister. I think I get the gist, but it is a funny title.
Sure.
And then of course my number one, which you might recognize from the David Cross bit, but it cracked me up when I heard it, and it is a real thing. Number one from 2004, My Ass is Haunted.
Yeah, My Ass is Haunted.
Which
real movie?
Yes, real movie. The tagline, 8 horny sluts stuffing their ass and 1 little angel. I believe it's some kind of Exorcist parody based on the nuns on the front of the thing. Runtime on that one, 3 hours and 56 minutes.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, none of these are shot for brevity. I mean, they're not trying to tell a concise story. It's more about how much can you give us?
When I want to see hilarious porno titles, I go to a Twitter account called JAV Titles.
Oh,
It's
fantastic.
Japanese adult video titles. They're very funny. Here's just the last one they posted. An elder sister with a big ass so filthy she'll blow your mind in seconds. That's just good, And I mean, a lot of these are probably funny because of the translation,
Right.
But, here's pissing undercover detective Nansei Atoa. I'll clean up your act with my golden showers. Go on, drink. That's a good one.
It's so evocative. I mean, we get it.
That day, this big tits lesbian received sweet ear licking and whispering that seduced her into getting fucked in front of her girlfriend. The Spence Mammary Gland Development Clinic.
This is like a Kawabata poem or something. I
Yeah.
like how that's very descriptive.
So yeah, go check out. Let's see what the actual is. JAVDOTTXT. JAV.text. Fun Twitter follow.
Hell yeah.
I too like movies that they've taken the title from regular movies
Oh,
and
of
porned
course.
them up a tad.
Sperminator. We all know them.
Sperminator, White Men Can't Hump,
Oh, yeah.
Village of the Rammed. I just like the ones that don't work.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
even
Yeah.
like the attempt and the fail
Yeah.
is like for instance, Horat.
Oh, I saw Horat. Yeah. Come on.
Not even spelled as if you would say horror, like
Yeah. Yeah.
It just sounds like a cheaper ripoff version of Borat. Evil Head, which is
Evil Dead. Okay.
Evil Dead, which just sounds like a lot of biting involved.
Right.
For number one, I'd say there was I remember a friend of mine found his dad's porn DVD.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it got passed around. And I believe it was called Horny Housewife Hookers.
Okay.
And I think that was like something that got like buried in the woods behind his house.
Oh, so that's how those get out there.
Yeah.
The most fucked up one I've actually seen in real life in a porno shop was called Cum Fart Tsunami.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Let me Google it.
Oh man, I remember one time. So in Nashville, you couldn't buy weed pipes just anywhere, right?
Uh-huh.
You had to go to porn shops, I guess.
Jesus.
So I went to a said shop to go buy a little dugout to smoke weed with. And so I saw this guy just kind of perusing the adult videos.
Yeah.
And he had he's a classic guy just got off work, his tie was kind of loosened or whatever. And he was just kind of geez, it's and he was just kind of thumbing through the titles, and he picked up one and he looked at it for a second. He was really deeply inspecting it. And then he put it back down. And I was had to go over and see what he was looking at. And after he left, and I looked and it was called Homeboy's Initiation. And it was he got jumped into a gang thing, but it was a gangbang.
It was a gangbang. Oh.
Oh, what am I going to beat off to tonight?
Yeah.
I've already seen this one.
Also, anyone this was not that long ago. I was like, what are you, stupid? Use the internet.
Yeah.
Anyone who buys a porn DVD, I'm like, use the internet.
Yeah, I really wonder about that too.
That-
Maybe they don't live in a place with a good internet connection.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe they don't want the it to be found on the history of the
Very
computer.
true.
And also,
you have to hide a physical object.
Yeah, DVD players tell no tales.
Yeah.
and also the code is never on your laptop, always on your phone. Don't ruin a perfectly good laptop.
Shout out to @ComicFanboy616, and shout out to everybody. If you've got top 3 lists you want to hear, please tweet at us @TheGoodsPod, and we'll.
Especially,
I thought that one was going to be hard. Yeah, I was going to say I thought that was going to be hard, pun intended. But I'm glad it didn't get too judgy or shamey.
All right, and clear browser history. Y'all, are you ready for our final segment?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Now let's do 3 more.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Wow, 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 wow,
yes. This, of course, is Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer from 1986.
Oh, these comments are going to be 100% divorced dads.
Yeah. This comment section is there was some disturbing shit in here. I'm not gonna lie.
There are a lot of losers remembering the good old days. I assume.
This song,
It's My Life probably spoke to him pretty hard too. Bon Jovi is a big divorced dad rock fan.
Yeah.
This song is knocking on 1 billion views, 980 million views.
Good for John.
Tell you what, marriage is in a divorce every day. It'll get there.
138,809 comments, and y'all, I found the weirdest. First up, Handy Arnwald from 2 years ago.
Another porn title.
I know, Handy Arnwald. 2 years ago. It ain't over if you're still rocking it. I was out running cops, smoking weed, fighting, drinking rum, getting into trouble when this was brand new. Nothing has changed except the years. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro.
Living on a prayer, brother.
From the cops for 27 years. Man. And it keeps getting cooler.
I'm 56. It's crazy. No Limits from 3 years ago. Okay, am on a binge. Am totally drunk. I have my camera and I'm ready for wheelies. When am I going to hear It's My Life?
Wait, ready for wheelies?
So
popping a wheelie.
Yeah, so he's got his motorcycle and he's got a camera and he's shit-faced and now it's time for wheelies.
I miss my son. I miss my son. Who wants to do a wheelie?
I taught him how to wheelie, and now he won't talk to me. This is perfect name for this particular tune. Camaro Charger from 4 years ago. That's
phone charger. We're like Camaro Charger.
I got both, brother. That's me, living on a prayer. I used to have this guy on my wall when I was young. 8 years ago, I went to Regina to go set up this concert, Taylor Field, now Mosaic Stadium. It was really hot out that time. I finally got to see them live, and it was awesome. I didn't cheat. It was just passion. Very sorry about that time to my wife, but I know that you were with someone else too. I just had a feeling.
I love that excuse.
An amazing turn. He's like, yeah, I went to this stadium to help set up the show. I got in for free.
It's not technically cheating if it's passion.
Yeah, it's just he's having an argument he had an hour ago, and he just is pissing him off
Probably
again.
like an hour and 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it's Ed O'Neill in Wayne's World 2 put it best. Like when a man dies in the heat of passion, is it murder or is it heroic? I've never the balls it takes to be like, it wasn't cheating, it was passion. It was a passionate
these
moment.
things happen between two people, strangers in the night. Jared Hegler from 2 years ago. I just watched the video. The song was number 1 on the top 40 countdown when I was in 7th grade. By the way, I'm in Amity Hill, North Carolina. It's Saturday morning, and I just cut the nastiest fart I have ever heard or smelled. Thanks for the update, Jared. I love how he really...
That seems like we're being trolled.
I know,
now.
right? Yeah.
By the way, I farted doo-doo into my underwear, and it's stinky. And then three guys take time out of their day to recite.
Idiot.
Yeah, what an idiot. I think we just got pwned.
Yeah.
To bring back that old term.
No, we did.
Jeffrey Whitlock from 7 months ago. This was the song me and my second wife chose together because of the lyrics and the words
My second wife.
and the words that we said to one another in the bad times were the same, almost, and it got us through many more we faced. I love you, Melissa, and now it switches to all caps. Sorry that I thought you were sending it to let me know you were by my side and it was helping me get through. I learned otherwise, as it was played so much during this ordeal that it was being played for another agenda. I still don't know, nor do I want to know. So
Bon Jovi is invading his relationship.
I think they're like getting divorced, and this woman just won't stop playing this song over and over or something. It's just, God damn it, woman!
This is such a divorce soundtrack song.
I told you I didn't want to hear "Slippery When Wet" again. Yeah, go sleep at your mom's.
See if I care. I have my stuffed bear here.
Alma Cordova from 6 months ago. I just recently got into a car accident while drunk driving.
Attaboy.
And rolled over at least 5 to 6 times.
Attaboy.
Yes, sir.
No one was hurt, but this song was playing while I crashed. Hell yeah,
I
dude.
don't know if I would jam this song anymore.
I know.
I mean, she's living on a prayer.
It's a good luck charm for Alma there.
Good luck charm for when you're drunk driving. you think Lord knows you're going to need one.
Alma, so it sounds like a woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like
so.
that. Maybe when she was spinning, it was like the wow, 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 wow.
306 Nick from 2 years ago. Yes, I'm white. Yes, I fucking love this song. That's a very accurate stereotype. LOL. Every time I get drunk, I blast this song, bitch.
Also, I'm racist.
Well, you may have deduced.
Yeah. More likely someone accused him of that in an unseen part of this comment section, and he's responding like, yeah, I do love this song, and I am of the Caucasian
Someone
persuasion.
in his real life.
Yeah.
Somebody at a bar.
Yeah.
This person's doing a little fan fiction. Kathy Dragons from 1 year ago.
Sounds like someone who does fan fiction.
In the year 8588, some jerk will try to do a remake thinking he can get his failing career back up with that. But it backfires, everyone hates him, and the world gets out. He's actually forced to sign a pledge that he will never even think about it again, and he will give all his possessions to the Revive Music Project, where they clone some of the greatest musicians in the history. John Bon Jovi gets revived. What's going on? What's up with you right now?
Yeah, Kathy does these like little story. I don't know. She's
on
trying
the
to.
computer a lot.
If she asks you to read one of her stories, you just download it. But you know,
Kathy has mold in her house, and it gave her brain fever, and she ain't been right for years. she dried out the mac and cheese at church.
Kathy Driscoll, otherwise known as Kathy Dragons.
David Palmer from 3 years ago. I'm taking my life to give. I know. When I read that, I was like, "You have my full attention," but it's not what you think. He says, "I'm taking my life to give awesome ladies out there wanting a man willing to be married a new life into being their wife." A healer, and to give the best.
I would start with "I'm taking my life."
No, that's not what you think it means.
I'm going to blow my head off to marry someone.
To love you forever. And healer, and to give the best experience to making a career out of all his skill in I can afford a gold digger. To give wife a job to be classy, home lover, who girls entertaining is high. To show the stage, now let's have a dream life. To be your nerd love. To give myself to show you. I will always be here to worship. Thank you.
To be your nerd love.
What a lonely, sad piece of shit.
Yeah.
I got 2 more here. Suit Sally Suvana from 9 months ago. I could become heavyweight champion. I bet you I could knock out Mike Tyson's fake tooth out of his mouth. Okay. It'd take 1 round to take Mike Tyson down. Just keep hitting. Hit the pressure points. Pressure point. Pressure.
You know what Mike Tyson doesn't know about? Pressure point.
And that relates to Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer.
Well, he does talk about the fight. I don't think it's this specific, but he says,
Oh, I see.
He says, pressure point. It automatic kill a person.
Vulcan Death Grip.
It take 1 second to strike a person's pressure point. Hit to the throat. You automatic kill that person. If you hit or strike a person throat, 1 round, 1 second. No talking big, no talking trash. Strike a person's pressure point. Hit to the throat. You automatic kill that person.
Wow. I'm surprised boxers don't just do that.
You know,
They
no
win
one's
pretty easy.
Yeah, no one's.
That's all it took.
If the goal of boxing matches was to kill the other person.
Yeah, no, you don't aim for the gut or the head. You aim for the jugular.
Oh, yeah.
Punch him in the throat.
Good to know. Little advice, little life advice.
And finally, and by the way, I did confirm this story. Miss Lucy Forever from 6 years ago. John Bon Jovi and wife were guests in my friend's wedding, and the singer of the nuptial band performed this song, and she had no better idea than to drag him up on stage to sing with her. He declined and then was practically forced to do it. You could see he was uncomfortable and tense. So was the bride. It is not nice to have your guest harassed in your wedding by the people you hired to entertain them. This video is all over the internet. Just Google John Bon Jovi forced to sing in a wedding. And indeed, it is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah?
Because she's right. Crazed though she might be.
Yeah.
Boy, he's never looked more uncomfortable. He's got white hair now, just bright white fucking, total silver fox.
Uh-huh.
Brings him up on stage. They're doing almost like a kind of a Latin, kind of salsa version of this. And then she makes him get up there, and you could tell he's like, I would rather be dead or in outer space right now than here.
It's probably just you normally get paid $100,000 to do this.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sing this fucking song.
You know how you normally
know that, right?
You know, you normally sell out the Link in Philly, the stadium. Do this at this fucking wedding for free. But yeah, so anyway, shout out. That is goddamn Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer, our jam of the week. Carter, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Carter_Glasscock on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That's right. Getting on TikTok.
I was going to say, coming soon, the Don Rickles bathroom scale.
The Don Rickles scale.
Let's do it. We'll shoot it. It'll be easy.
What are you afraid of, Tubby? Step right up.
Yeah, it talks to you before.
It's like light. It's like light activated.
Yeah.
So whenever you turn on the light in the bathroom, it's like, you coming to take another enormous dump?
I know you're gonna fucking step on me.
You're a disgusting animal. So also, if you want to see me do stand up in the LA area,
Which you do.
We do.
I think if you do. I'm going to be going up at Seth Pomeroy's show for our friend Josh Whiteman is premiering some of his short films at this show. He's a great filmmaker from Nashville, and our friend Seth Pomeroy, friend of the podcast, Seth Pomeroy, is putting on a show for him, and he's having some great comics on it. It's going to be me, Shane Bianchi, Holly Perkins, and Sam Wiles, and it's going to be December 10th at Whammy off Sunset Boulevard. So come to that.
Whammy.
That place is cool.
That is cool.
You enter through a back alley. Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Some of the best venues are in alleys here.
Yeah, it's surprising. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, how does anybody find this fucking place?
Sam, where can people find you online?
Slam Harder on Twitter or Sam Harder 666 on Instagram. That's where you can find my ass if you're looking for it.
Hell yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley, and I've just added a couple new shows next month. So Wednesday, December 7th, I'm going to be at Druid City Brewing Company in Tuscaloosa. That show starts at 8 p.m. Saturday, December 10th, I'm at Giovanna's Pizzeria, my Phoenix City, Alabama debut. Wicked
Wow.
Phoenix City, Here I Come at 9 p.m. Thursday, December 15th at GT South Geek and Gaming Tavern in Montgomery, Alabama. And Friday, December 16th, Old Town Beer Exchange in Huntsville. Saturday, December 17th, perfect timing, our friend Dr. Ben Sawyer's show at Third Coast Comedy in Nashville. And Thursday, December 22nd, tickets going fast, Yellowhammered at Saturn in Birmingham, Alabama. Food starts at 7, show starts at 8. Wes told me what's on the menu, and I might not make it to the show. I might eat a bunch and explode.
It is.
Yeah, so come check me out. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Every episode ever, along with lots of clips, dropping all the time at youtube.com/The Goods Pod. Best way to support the show, patreon.com/The Goods Pod. Second best way to support the show, head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, a bear will die of a cocaine overdose. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.